And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a little game here called JurassAttack, which, I don't know, the name it makes me laugh. I don't know why, it just sounds weird, I guess. JurassAttack? Anyway, this is a two-player dinosaur fighting game. Well, it's actually a two-player card game where you're trying to play numbers to outthink your opponent. But it's pretty cool. Let me show you. Okay, so each player is going to have a deck of cards. These are dinosaur cards. And in this deck, each dinosaur is going to have a different power. That's the number up in the top left corner. On the bottom, that shows you how many of those cards are in the deck and the point value. They also have a special ability. At the beginning of the game, each player is going to draw 5 cards. One player is going to choose cards from their hand and play them face down. The other player will then choose cards and play them face down, and you'll reveal them. Now, what players are trying to do is they are trying to beat your opponent by playing higher cards. When you play cards, you can only play cards of one type. So I might play this 4, or I might play these 2 2s. There's exceptions to that. Eggs can be played with anything. And this number 1 here is a special ability that he can pack with any dinosaur except the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus. So maybe I'll play all 3 of these. And you're just going to play 1 card, which is this guy here. And ferocity is equal to the total number of copies in a deck. So there's only 1, so he's a power of 1. And this player plays a power of 5. 5 beats 1. The winner's cards are discarded into a discard pile, and they take the loser's cards and put them into their own deck. So when you lose, your cards are taken and put into the opponent's victory pile, and when you win, your cards are simply discarded. The loser draws back up to 5 cards, though, and the player who won doesn't draw any cards unless they have no cards left in their hand, in which case they just draw 1 card. And so that's pretty much the way the game works. The winner is the person who plays cards first on the next round. And you keep doing this until one player, or more, both, have no cards in their hand or deck. The game ends immediately. You count the points in your victory pile. Whoever has the most points wins. So what cards are in the deck? Well, there's this Spinosaurus who automatically wins. You just win if you play him. Oh, by the way, unless your opponent plays one too. It is possible for both players to tie and have everyone die. You have 2 T-Rexes, one's a 7 and one's a 9. They won't work together, but they're both strong and also a lot of points if they get beaten. The Velociraptor, when he goes into a score pile, you have to discard a card from their hand. The Dilophosaurus, when you play this card, the next turn your opponent is basically going to play a random card from their hand. This guy here gets +1 for every egg that you play with it. You've already seen this guy can go with any dinosaur. And you've seen these guys, the more of them you play, the more powerful they get. And eggs, you get to keep these if you win. Normally when you win, all your cards are discarded, but any eggs that you have are added to your discard pile. So if I played a bunch of eggs along with the Spinosaurus, that's a good way to score some points, plus what my opponent has gotten. But of course, when you play eggs, there's always a danger that your opponent will get them from you also. That's how you play. In JurassAttack, there's several things I liked. I like the artwork. The artwork of the dinosaurs, really good. I love the card size. They're big, giant cards. It feels right for this game. And then the game itself really works well, because what you're doing is you're going to play big cards and try to capture your opponents, but you have to play them at the right time. I could play a simple 1 when you play your T-Rex. Okay, great, you won, and you got a 1 card. I want to capture your T-Rex. It's really hard, so I want to play my the apex predator, the Spinosaurus. I want to play that, but how do I know when you're playing a T-Rex? If you only play 1 card, I'm thinking, did he just play a big card? How many cards should I play? He might have played the card that's going to win, and if I play a whole bunch of little cards, he's going to get a lot of points. When should I play my eggs? I want to play eggs at the right moment because I want to win and get to keep these eggs, but what if he wins and he gets my eggs and his cards? And so it's not that complex. It's basically taking war and going up a level. But taking war and going up a level is something that's not a bad idea. It's something that a lot of people are going to understand. There's special powers on the dinosaurs, but there's like 6.
So that's not hard to remember what they do. It's easy, it's fast, it has some very simple but yet brilliant rules, like whoever wins goes first next time, so you have to put out some cards, and you also don't draw cards if you win. So if you lose, you're like, well, I lost, but now I got 5 cards, so I have much more opportunities to put together things. There's luck of the card draw in this. I'm not going to argue and say that it's, pure strategy. No, there's randomness in what cards you get and when, but you're still trying to outguess your opponent. It lasts just long enough. I was impressed by this one. This is a great little 2-player game. That's JurassAttack.
Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.